Good morning, guys. Here and welcome back to the channel. Today is gonna be a little different. You guys know now. If you didn't see, I'll put the video up here. We just bought an S2000, right? And the S2000 isn't behaving very well, to say the least. And what I mean by that is I was driving it for a little bit. It was driving perfectly fine. And out of nowhere, when I backed back into my house, it started shaking a bit. Kind of threw me in a loop. I wasn't sure exactly what was happening. What ends up coming up is our very friendly check engine light. From the check engine, I ran the code. The code came back with a misfire in cylinder 4, which means we got to do some digging, right? Now, let me just lead this off by saying I don't think the owner sold me a lemon. I really don't. And if it did happen, it's just really what happens, right, guys? When you buy a used car, you don't know what happened to it prior. Like I said, I'm not saying that he did anything malicious to it, but we still nonetheless got to check it. That's something you want to take quite seriously. There's usually some little things that you can do that will fix it if it's not anything to do with the piston itself. And as you can see here, I already kind of started the demo behind the scenes on the camera. I ain't gonna lie, sometimes it is nice to work on the car without using the camera. But I've taken things apart. I really just wanted to get to these coil packs and spark plugs. That was my main thing. And then to see if it was the spark plugs, we bought some spark plugs here from our local O'Reilly's. Shout out to O'Reilly's for having them in stock as well. Like I said, this is just solely the beginning of kind of troubleshooting what is going on here. Typically, when you have a misfire, for you guys that don't know, and you hope and you pray for this one, right? But it's typically either a spark plug or a coil pack. Now, you can troubleshoot it before you start buying pieces. Usually the easiest one is take off, if you have a coil pack cover, take that guy off, and then whatever cylinder from the error code that is generated by that check engine light comes up with, take that cylinder, take that coil pack to start out with, put it on a different cylinder, and then the one from the original cylinder, put it on the one that the error code is coming out from, and then fire the car back up. If you don't get the same error code for that one and it comes up on the other guy, well then guess what? You know, your coil pack is dead. Now, sometimes it could be your spark plugs and your coil packs. So what I did was I picked up spark plugs. I just removed one right here too. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't look pretty good, but I'm not seeing any oil on it or anything that's kind of misleading. So I'm gonna take it out again so you guys can see it. Here you go, boys. If you look, it ain't the best, but it certainly ain't the greatest, right? So we're definitely gonna get these guys swapped out first. I bought all 4, might as well put in 4 new spark plugs. I'm gonna clean up around this just bay area valve cover because it looks like trash. So let's go ahead and get this done. And then what I'm gonna do is just reconnect all the coil packs and see if that fires. I did order a new coil pack for cylinder 4, but they didn't have it in stock. They should get here around like 4 p.m. So we're gonna wait that one out. In the interim, I figure we get this done, clean up the bay a little bit. I've been wanting to drive this car. It's the reason I bought it. I was telling my dad that all I really needed to do is last me the summer. That way, when we put it away towards the fall, I can yank out the motor and we can start the full rebuild on this car, getting it sanded, getting it ready for paint. I mean, just going all out on this guy, because it will, at the end of the day, it is gonna look vastly better than this Integral Type S. Trust me on that one. This will be my Mona Lisa. If you guys don't get that reference, go watch you some Fast and the Furious, all right? However, instead of wasting more time talking to you about this, let's get all the spark plugs out. Let's get the coil packs reconnected. Let's fire this thing up again and see if she starts acting proper, all right? Like a proper Honda. All right, we didn't go crazy with, you know, super expensive spark plugs or anything like that, even though I still think they're kind of expensive. So we got new ones. This is just to verify, guys, what's going on here. If it is the spark plugs or if it is the coil packs, I'm just gonna get everything brand new with like either OEM factory Honda ones or top of the line branded. So let us figure this part out first and then we'll move on from there. So the spark plugs are now changed. We put the coil packs in their original positions. I didn't switch one yet. Let's fire her up. Let's see if she starts any differently or behaves any better based on just that one change alone. So let's find out. Now, still as rough as before. It started better, I will say that. It felt better as I began, but she's still, yeah, you see. Still rough. So, coil pack time. That didn't solve anything, actually. It did start better, like I said. They needed them. And now that I've seen those as bad, I should probably change out the ones on the Type S, but not gonna do those just yet because we gotta do all the fueling. So I'm trying to get this guy done and running so I can start working on this guy to get that done. I'm gonna swap the coil packs from one of the cylinders. That isn't giving me an error, right? We know cylinder 4 is bad, and cylinder 4, according to everything that I read, is the cylinder that's closest to the firewall. And then it just goes in order, right? 3, 2, 1, 1 being the one closest to the front bumper. So I'm gonna swap 1 and 4 and see, I'm gonna check the check engine code again. And if I get the same error for cylinder 1 as I do with 4, then I know what's going on, right? It is just a coil pack. If not, then we gotta go to the next thing, and that'll just tell me everything. I could have just started that way, but I was, we're just trying to hope for something better. But we would have to do the compression test. I have it inside. I had to order one online. I couldn't find the one my dad had. We have to do a compression test. The compression test will tell us if there's enough pressure in that cylinder to generate the numbers that it should based on the other cylinders, right? So we'll have to test them all. We'll start with 4 to see where that one's at and then see where the others fall in line at. But I'm hoping it's not that. If that comes back, I'm not even gonna do a leak down test. I'm not gonna waste my time with that. That cylinder comes back bad, then I know it's just time to rip out the motor, and it is what it is, right? Let's swap the coil packs over. I still got that new one coming. We'll see what happens here, but let's cross our fingers, guys, because so far not looking good. Moment of truth, part 2. So let's see, better luck now. I'm gonna let it run a little just to see what it does, and then I'm gonna clear the code, and I'm gonna see if it comes back, and it comes back with cylinder 1 now as opposed to cylinder 4, since that's where that coil pack is at. We shall see. But it started better, man. It sounded like it was gonna be good, and then went to hell. So let's just give it some time. You can hear it still right good. Just gonna give it some time to do its thing. I'm gonna grab my code reader again, and then we'll set it up and see what it says. So guys, as you've seen through all my waiting, this one takes a little longer. I think as the channel progresses, we'll get like one of those badass code readers and have all the little things in it that I've seen online. They're expensive, so either A, maybe somebody sponsors it, or B, it grows enough where I'm gonna need it because we're gonna keep doing builds like this. Obviously different brands, but you get the point, right? Good news here. So it started with bad news. I was about to freak out. I almost swore there. So it started with some bad news. I almost lost my mind. And then I said, you know what, let me just clear everything. I cleared it, and then the minute I fired it back up, it started really good, and then instantaneously, boom, check engine light hits, right? What I ended up finding was, when I first read it, let me go dial back a bit. When I first read it, it said all the cylinders were misfiring. I said, oh my goodness, and that's where I freaked out. But it did come back with some good news here. So I did say one of the troubleshooting steps is check your spark plugs. If they look bad, swap those out. That's usually a pretty cheap fix. The coil pack, they're expensive, and it's not cheap to do all of them all at once. When I reset the ECU and then it came back again, I remember I had swapped cylinder 4 to cylinder 1. I put cylinder 1 to cylinder 4. What ends up coming up now is a misfire in cylinder 1. So that is very good news. And if you guys want to see, this is what it's looking like on my screen, right? I don't know, can you guys see that? I think you can see that better now. But yeah, so misfire cylinder 1. We just gotta wait for O'Reilly's to call me back with the new one, and then I'll swap it out. But it looks like that is the problem here. It looks like it's just a bad coil pack. Like I said, it fired up good and it sounded strong again, and then all of a sudden, wah, 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 check engine. Let me clear this code now. I won't start it again until I swap out the coil pack. So I'll get everything ready on the engine side, just basically sitting until I can get this one, pick it up, and then we'll just swap it back in. see what our look looks like, right? So in the interim, I'm gonna go get some food because I'm hungry. And just to call this one out too, guys, before we take a break and go to O'Reilly's, it took me forever to find where this OBD2 port was at in the S2K. Can't tell you how much I spent on the left side, right here on the driver's side, trying to find this stupid plug. And then some people were saying that it was on the right side of the car. I go look on the right side, I didn't see anything, then I duck my head under it. So this is where it's at. If you guys are ever wondering, on the AP1, it's literally right here to the left on the passenger side, at least for my car. Some people said theirs was on the left. I don't know. AP1, at least for a 2000, left side, just FYI. And Honda, you could have made that one easier. Let's just call it out, right? We are back from O'Reilly's, guys. And that means break is over, se acabó. Hora ya de arreglar este carro y acabar con esto. So, vamos a meterle mano. Means let's just get to it, let's get to work, get this thing done. Let's see if this fixes my problem. It should, but let's check. Moment of truth. Did we do good or do bad? Bueno, mano, vamos a ver. Oh, she already feels so much better. There we go. Yeah. Oh yeah, she sounds better. I will say I first noticed it when I was driving and I would hit a light, I just put it in neutral, right? And then afterwards, it would just like start bogging out, blah, 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 blah. It's the best way I can explain it, whatever. It was instantly just in sync. I don't feel any shakes anymore. It all sounds like it's supposed to sound, which is important. I think we're good here. I think we fixed it, guys. I think. I'm gonna let it idle. I haven't turned her on in a while. And she needs gas. You got 2 cars that take premium though, man. So let's let her warm up and let's see what happens here. That actually did fix it, guys. Turns out, it was just a coil pack and probably the spark plugs because they were pretty gross. Simple. I'm glad that worked out that way. Like I said, my whole thing is just to enjoy this car. I don't want to do anything crazy to it outside of some little dress up and rims and a wrap, right? Just to kind of do a different color. Same, different color kind of thing. I'm glad that was it. Now I can focus on the Integra, which is the main priority because there are some shows coming up. So I'm hoping I don't get sent out to work this week so I can really dial in and focus on just doing all the fueling. So that way it'll drop, you know, weekly episodes, but I'll get done in at least like a week and a half time. That gives me time to get another tune for it and get everything I need to get dialed in for it until the turbo arrives. We'll kind of see how we'll play that one out, but that's kind of how it's gonna lead into. But this guy's done. All I gotta do now is really change the windshield. It's got a break in it or a crack. I don't know what the hell you want to call this. But if you guys can see it, it's right here. It's this little circle thing. There you go. Now it's better. But yeah, that looks like it was fixed and it looks terrible to me. So what I'll do is replace the whole thing. And eventually I'm gonna replace the steering wheel too. I got one in for my sim rig. Think I'm gonna end up using it on the S2K because this one's kind of gross. And I don't like Alcantara. Not for a steering wheel, I think that's nasty. Just because of all the oils and the dirt and stuff you leave on your hands, bleh. Rather leather, you can clean it, you can treat it, and then you're good to go. So I'm just gonna keep on like moseying around. I've already taken out the radio and basically just trying to see what he had going on here. I got a new one, which has Apple CarPlay and all the cool stuff. And the cool thing is I'll still get to keep what Rivera S2000 owner loves, the little folding door. It's a nice one that stretches all around, or all throughout, I should say, with a screen on it. So it's pretty cool. It's all touchscreen. But that's a nice little refresh, and I get to keep the little door that is down here somewhere. Like I said, I've been doing things little by little to this guy. It's been sitting here. I was kind of upset once I seen that check engine light come on, so I'm glad it's gone. I'm gonna take it for a spin now just to see how it kind of reacts and what it does. But other than that, I think we're good. To the next episode, guys, we're gonna dive into the fueling on the Integra. I know you guys have been waiting for that one for a while, so have I. There's just one of the pieces that has me very freaked out, but we'll speak about it when we get there because it seems like the community's pretty upset with all of them, or at least with that particular brand in general. So we'll kind of see what we do there and if there's a workaround or whatnot, but that's the only piece that has me a little freaked out. But other than that, we're just gonna jump into the fueling. We'll get the Acura done, and then I'm gonna focus all my attention on this S2K. That way we can get it running more proper on a better offset of rim and etc. Till the next episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about misfires on cars and how simple it can be, or it can get very, very deep. Luckily, we didn't have to go that route, and I didn't have to pull out, you know, the compression tester. I'll keep it just in case, but if that was the case, guys, we were just gonna be yanking out this engine anyway. So we'll leave it at that. At least we end this on a positive note, which is good, and I'm happy about it. Now we can enjoy this the rest of the summer. Till the next episode, guys, as always, cógelo con take it easy. I don't want to touch my hands because they're gross, but cógelo con take it easy, because I am out.